Okay, we are, after further review, we are live. This is, so far, it's December 18th, 11:05 a.m. in the year 2025. We've had much time to prepare for this particular episode. A lot of things to be talked about, a lot of things to be referenced. This is Hey Chicago Sports, no doubt about it. So, a lot of things to be said, a lot of things to be talked about.
I'm going to start off because I'm Mr. Criticism. The Bears are 10-4.
Are you already going to start off with what I know that you're going to say?
Because I get criticized for all the negativity. Okay, and there will be some negativity and some honest.
Not even in a minute in, we're already.
But the Bears are 10-4. Actually, the Bears are in first place.
Not
in their
even
division.
1 minute in, and we're already.
The Bears are in first place in their division.
Jesus.
Okay. But I don't think they're the number one seed currently. If the playoffs started today, I don't think they're the number one seed. Okay, they're number one in their division. But I got some information that I want to share to see what's going to happen. But Bears are 10-4.
Uh-huh.
The Bears, 31-3 against that juggernaut, powerful quarterback history latent, historical Cleveland Brown team that is turning the corner with the great defense. Okay, they got the guy there that's a half a sack away from breaking records. Okay. And I think overall they're 3-11 or 3-12. But the Bears did win. They're 10-4. 10-4. Okay? They're in first place. How can anybody be upset? Okay? And I'm not. So, and they made some plays. Okay? They made a play in that game that the last couple days people are talking about to be equivalent. The Caleb Williams where he's rolling right. And again, I think at that time they were winning 24-3 against that powerhouse Cleveland Brown team. Okay. And he was rolling right. And right before he got to the sideline, threw across his body and chucked it into the end zone. And it went through two Cleveland Brown defenders. And DJ Moore grabbed it out of thin air and scored a touchdown to make it 31-3. And over the last couple days, people have made similarities to that play to Joe Montana throwing to Dwight Clark. I can see the similarities in this. Okay, San Francisco was playing Dallas to try to win that game to get to the Super Bowl, and the Bears were just trying to beat Cleveland. I can definitely see the correlation here.
Okay,
but
well, your team won the game. They're 10-4. I don't know why you can never just be.
I said that. I said they're 10-4. So anyway,
you weren't very convincing with that.
So in the future, when you watch the highlights of Joe Montana throwing to Dwight Clark, I want everybody out there in television land.
The play did look very similar.
To sit there and go, you know what? I've seen that play before, and that was when Caleb Williams threw the ball to DJ Moore, because they are similar. All right. Where do we want to go here?
I thought we were going to talk about Chicago Cubs / off-season.
Go.
I just want to say this straight up. I'm going to say it straight up. Cub fans, you have denied this all this previous season, the 2025 baseball season. You all love to play pretend that, the conversation was never even said. Key word there, conversation. The sheer idea, the complete utter concept of wanting or even thinking about trading Nico Hoerner. No, and no. That's all I got to say on that. That's really all I have to say on that.
Okay. There's preliminary. There's sports organizations talk all the time about how can we improve the overall. Now, if in fact that any of this talk is true, that Nico Hoerner, okay, first of all, we got to set a parameter here. After this coming baseball season, Nico Hoerner is eligible for arbitration. That means he's one more year away. After that, then the following year, at the end of that year, he then would become a free agent.
All right, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody.
So, the point of the matter is, just like Shota Imanaga, the Cubs gave Shota an arbitration deal and said, this is what we're going to pay you. Accept it or leave. Now, if you leave and walk, you don't get nothing for Shota Imanaga. Okay? You don't get nothing for him. He goes, and you get nothing. Okay? The Cubs are just protecting themselves to sit there and go, wait a minute. If there's a market, I believe I asked you this question the other day. Okay? If the Cubs need pitching, the Cubs need all kinds of pitching. The question is, if Hoerner wants, and we said before, of those 4 shortstops, was it Cabrera, Devers,
Trevor Story,
Swanson,
and Trevor Story was in there. He was in that mix.
Nico Hoerner is going to want, and deserves, I'm also saying deserves, that kind of money, which is more money than they're willing to pay for Kyle Tucker.
Well, let me say this. If they didn't pay for Cody Bellinger, to extend him, and if they're not going to, and it looks like they're not going to pay for Kyle Tucker to extend him, then they're probably, and I have the hat right here, they're not getting Alex Bregman from Boston.
Okay, but rumors on Alex Bregman that the price tag on Alex Bregman has gone down.
But still, if you read the wall, read the room, if you weren't going to pay the other 2 guys that you had, and if you want to be petty with it, you can throw in Kyle Schwarber.
Okay, but
you can rehash that conversation.
But your buddy Bellinger wanted a.
Bellinger's a good player,
but he wanted a 7-year deal.
Okay.
And Tucker wants a 7-year deal.
Okay.
And the Cubs are not going to pay anybody 7 years.
Yes, because they got burned on previous contracts. They got burned on previous contracts.
Okay, so.
And I don't think just because you're not spending money on a free agency offseason, I don't think that's not necessarily a bad thing.
So, and Hoerner is going to want that many years as well. So it's not the amount of money, it's the length of the contract that the Cubs are opposed
Nico
to.
Hoerner is in a world of his own. He's a homegrown guy.
Right.
They scouted him. I believe they drafted him.
Okay.
He played at the Cubs allowed him to play at Stanford, finish out his degree, finish out playing there. He joined him later on. But he's a tremendous second baseman. He's the most reliable hitter that they have to get on base and score runs.
Yes.
He steals bases.
Yes, he was.
I know he doesn't hit a lot of home runs.
He was the only National League second 300 hitter in the National League. But the point I was trying to make is, if you know that maybe you're going to get Bregman, maybe, okay, and Bregman goes to third base, then what do you do with Shaw? And Shaw came up as a second baseman. The question that I proposed the other day, we were at dinner time, would you trade Nico Hoerner knowing that you could possibly lose him after next year for a starting pitcher like Tarek Skubal?
No. For me, no.
Because the Cubs need pitching more than they need position players.
Okay, but as you said, because you coached high school baseball, you coached rather not very good, knock on wood, rather not great high school baseball programs.
But we won.
But you won games.
We won.
You won games.
I got the clippings. I still got the clippings.
I want that to be an entire show.
We
possibly.
won.
But you won games at frankly a high level for your at that time and at that area. But as you said, and you played college baseball to an extent.
I had a cup of coffee.
You played high school baseball.
I had a cup of coffee.
But still, as you said, and you play recreational as well. As you said, your infield. If your infield is not good, you don't win the game.
You got to be strong up the middle.
And Dansby Swanson and Nico Hoerner at short and second. That's the best double play combo right now in baseball.
Right.
Name me a better one than that.
There isn't one.
So why would you be willing to break that up?
And the guy in center catches everything.
Why would you be...
And everybody says I'm critical of him, and I am.
Why would you be willing to break that up?
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Okay. But, as you said a million times, if they don't hit the ball over the fence, they don't win ball games.
Not with Nico.
And now you're going in with the pitching staff of Steele is still questionable. You know, was
I'm not trading my best hitter for a question mark.
Caleb
Thielbar.
No,
Caleb Thielbar's coming back.
Thielbar, but the other guy, Cade Horton.
Cade Horton.
Okay. Is Horton going to repeat what he's going to do? The other guy's got a lot of...
Isn't Cade Horton also hurt as well?
Well...
Didn't he, break a rib or something?
He'll be ready. And then, who was their 3, 4, and 5 guys? You know, and Imanaga did not look good after he got shelled. His downfall is when he played the White Sox in August in a crosstown rivalry, and he gave up those 7 runs in the first 2 innings. He was never the same. So the White Sox are the ones that kind of put him... start with the descent of him.
How do you think they're going to be?
Who?
Sox.
I don't know. Sox got the number 1 overall pick. They had to draft. They're supposed to be drafting this guy, Rock Kalinsky or whatever. I got to double check him. He's a starting pitcher from UCLA.
He already sounds like a White Sox.
Okay. So, but, you know, the Cubs, they didn't do anything in the winter meetings. They're still holding out. I personally don't think... I think they're going to lose Kyle Tucker, and I don't think they're going to...
I think they're going to live and die with Owen Casey.
I don't think they're going to replace anybody. I think they're going in with the exact same team.
Roughly.
Exactly, minus Kyle Tucker. There's going to be no impact players.
So, who takes Cat? Would be Seiya. It had to be probably Seiya again.
Where?
But to also Seiya Suzuki is a very good designated hitter.
You're going to put one of those young kids in right, and Suzuki's going to go the DH, and that's it.
Good, because I've had so many arguments with people that it's like, oh, you can find anyone to be DH. No, you really can't.
Or you go vice versa. You put Seiya in right because he wants to play in right, and you put one of those young kids, either Ballesteros or Casey, as your designated hitter. And you go to war with that, and you hope Michael Busch has a repeat performance. Okay.
Will that be 3 year of
And you hope Matt Shaw could hit a little bit better for third base.
But he's still a tremendous third baseman, and to be quite honest, he's the only third baseman.
And you gotta get more production out of Mr. Coffey in left field. You have to.
Okay, but define that. Your famous quote, define success. Because every year, people criticize him. He wins a Gold Glove every year. He hits roughly 25 or 28 home runs per year, somewhere in that numbers. He gets you to 75 to 83, 85 RBIs. And he catches everything.
He's going to have to do more because Tucker's gone. And everybody said how great Tucker... Everybody still says, and he was hurt, Tucker's one of the 5 best Major League Baseball players. And the guy in center field's got to be able to hit. Not just hit for power.
I don't think Kyle Tucker is even in the top 10.
Okay.
I don't think Kyle Tucker is even in the top 20.
The experts say Kyle Tucker's one of the 5 best baseball players, if healthy, in Major League Baseball.
He's not. He's not Aaron Judge. He's not Shohei Ohtani. He's not Cal Raleigh in Seattle. Who else am I missing?
I don't know. You only mentioned 3.
He's not. You can't stand him, but he's not Mookie Betts. He's not Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yep. But I don't think the Cubs are going to do anything. I don't think they're going to stand. They're going to stand pat. And at the end of this year, they're going to go to arbitration, and you want to see it, you're going to just back up the truck and just give Nico, and I love Nico Hoerner, but you're just going to say, here's a blank check. And if that were the case with the blank check, you could have got a blank check and brought Schwarber back.
Okay, but they're not doing that.
No, and they didn't do that, and it's on because Schwarber already signed.
Here's my thing with this, though. Here's my thing with this, though, and this goes back to Nico Hoerner. 2021, they trade because Hoerner came up, I think, a year or 2 years before 2021, which was the year that they traded everybody away. Hoerner was supposed to be, like, you watched him play and you knew, hey, that's going to be a guy for the future. I'm sorry, you build around that guy.
Okay, so how many years?
They traded Bill Madlock away. He got 2 batting titles. Traded him away.
Okay. Okay, my question is, how long has Hoerner been a day in, day out Cub?
For like 5 years, 6
5 years.
5 years or 6 years.
5 or 6 years. So now he's going to want one of those 7-year deals. So now we're projecting 13 years down the road.
And he'll play at least 10 years, and he'll be nominated for the Hall of Fame.
And he's going to ask for $30 million a year. Okay?
If there's anyone on this team that's worth $30 million, it's him.
Okay.
In my opinion,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, $30 million or $35 million. So now he's going to ask for Dylan Cease money because Cease signed 7 years, $30 million for the Padres at $210 million.
Even though Dylan Cease is a pitcher.
Okay, but the Cubs are not. If the Cubs were going to do that, they could have got Schwarber on a 3-year deal, and they didn't.
Oh, they're not. I mean, the way they see it, they won a playoff round.
Okay.
They beat the Padres, a loaded San Diego Padre team.
Okay. And I hope I'm wrong, because then if you got Nico Hoerner 10 years from now, but you got nobody else around, what's going to happen?
You know, speaking of Cubs, old Cubs, and offseason, do you want to say anything about these?
Go ahead.
These old programs here? Is there anything you want to say? Because
I don't know.
I just pulled them off the books.
I have them. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Just in general. Was there anything of quality that you just wanted to say?
That used to be. That's what you used to get at Wrigley Field back in the day. It was a scorecard for 10 cents. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just noticed. I thought that was an interesting thing to.
But we got to get back on, this current, Bear stuff, because a lot of our viewers like to hear that.
Oh, speaking of Bear, real quick.
And we're 17 minutes in.
Speaking of Bear, real quick, the polar bear went to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that? Not me.
But he only got $32 million.
The Mets are in trouble. They lost their closer. They lost their home run hitter.
But now the question is, but then putting this in perspective, you're going to pay Nico Hoerner $35 million where you could have got Pete Alonso for 32.
That's a good question. That's one of those rhetorical, you shot yourself in the foot type situations. But from what I've read about Pete Alonso, he's not necessarily a great teammate. He's not necessarily a great guy to be around.
So he's got. Everybody thinks it's going to be like, okay, let's just back up the truck and give Nico Hoerner all this money because if he has another 300 year, he could go to arbitration and say, you know what, I want
Nico Hoerner, and you can fight me on this. He's the only reliable. He is offensive that they have.
I'm not going to fight you on that
because he doesn't need to hit home runs.
Nico Hoerner's going to put the bat on the ball every time up.
He's going to get on base.
And when you tell me, and I'm going to get angry here, because you tell me how I rag on Pete Crow Armstrong, Nico Hoerner puts the bat on the goddamn ball every time he's at the plate. He might make it out. Pete Crow Armstrong does not. And you tell me, why don't I support Pete Crow Armstrong?
He hits what, 193 against left-handed
because
pitching?
Pete Crow, his miss rate is the highest in Major League Baseball. Nico Hoerner isn't. So when I get pissed at Pete Crow Armstrong and you tell me I don't want to do a show with you because you rag on Pete Crow Armstrong, Nico Hoerner puts the bat on the ball.
Don't trade him.
And you cannot get a hit. Like I said, I had a cup of coffee at certain levels. You can't get a base hit unless you hit the ball.
Don't trade, Nick. Do not trade Nico Hoerner. Do not. I swear to God, if they trade Nico Hoerner, I don't think I can.
But I'm going to go and say, you stupid individuals out there who are just slurping the Pete Crow Armstrong nonsense. His miss rate is the highest. That means I can get in the batter's box,
and be roughly comparable.
Swing and miss,
and be roughly comparable,
and pay me Major League Baseball money.
Do not trade Nico Hoerner.
That's why I get pissed at Pete Crow Armstrong.
I swear to Christ, do not trade Nico Hoerner.
So that's why I get angry. And it's like, oh, you got to give it a gag order about Pete Crow Armstrong while you're ragging at him. He doesn't get the bat on the ball. If he got the bat on the ball, he was making outs. Because he's got this great speed.
Well, if he's making like productive outs, like all the time.
Hit the ground.
Like Ian Happ.
Hit a ground ball to shortstop, and with your speed, you might get lucky and get an infield hit. But if you don't put the goddamn bat on the ball, you can't run to first base.
And you're not going to steal 30 bases. If you don't.
So I'm tired of this. So when we do our Cubs episodes, and I'm told a gag order on Pete Crow Armstrong, bullshit. I'm gonna rag on his ass till he puts the bat on the ball. Nico Hoerner does.
Nico Hoerner, please, Cubs, Chicago Cub organization, extend Nico Hoerner.
All right,
keep Nico Hoerner, please.
We're 20 minutes in, and we got to talk about this Bears and this the other thing that's blowing my mind is this.
Oh, we're talking about Bears. Okay.
Yay! Wait a minute.
Talking about the Chicago Bears.
Wait,
okay.
No, Bears are 10-4. Bears are 10-4. Okay, and you know what? Everybody is lining up because the game is Saturday. It's not Sunday. Saturday, and the bars are going to be full. And
what time of Saturday would that be?
I think it's 7 o'clock. I don't know, because there's some college football games, bowl games. I'll get at the end of the show. I'll talk
that would be meaningless for Bear Packers.
Well, they're sliding that NFL one Saturday game around some of the.
Do you think that's the reason why?
I think so, and I think that's one of the reasons that the Alabama-Oklahoma game, which I can give two shits about, okay, is Friday rather than Saturday. Okay, that game is Saturday, but the Bears are 10-4. Okay. And everybody, and it's like, were we gonna go watch the game? And I said, we could have stuff here at the mansion. No, I got a knucklehead friend who wants to go out, and
Chicago Bears.
Gonna go strut his Chicago Bears stuff, and away you go. Okay, but Bears are 10-4 right now. I think they're third, but I've done a little bit of homework. Okay, first of all, if they tie with somebody record-wise,
and you have the data to back this up.
Do you know what the tiebreakers are?
Specifically, not off the top of my head.
I did the homework on here because, once again, I get criticized for running my mouth, but I do my research first. If there's a tiebreaker, now, first of all, there's not going to be a tiebreaker with Green Bay because they got a tie.
They have a tie already with Dallas.
So the Bears and Green Bay will never have the same exact record unless the Bears happen to tie in the next 3 games. Okay? But you go to head-to-head. Head-to-head is the first tiebreaker. So what I'm saying is, if I'm comparing the Bears to Detroit at this point in time, because this is if the tiebreaker within your conference, who gets the higher seed. Head-to-head, Detroit has already beaten the Bears, and the Bears and Detroit play last game of the season. Okay.
Green Bay has already beat them.
Now wait, I'm just stick with the Detroit thing right now.
I know.
Okay. The Bears have a 2-game lead over Detroit. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that if the Bears were to lose this week and Detroit were to win this week, the difference between the Bears and Detroit would be 1 game. And do you know who plays the very last game of the year?
You mean for all NFL teams?
No. You know who the Bears play the last game of the year, and you know who the Lions play in the last game of the year?
Yeah, they play Bears-Lions.
They play each other.
It's Bears-Lions play the last game of the year.
So if the Lions were to win that game, it's conceivable.
Bears are in trouble.
The Lions and the Bears could have the same record. And that would mean that Detroit would be 2-0 against the Bears. Who then would get the tiebreaker?
Probably Detroit.
It would be Detroit.
Most likely it'd be Detroit.
Okay.
If my math is correct.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Then, if you both have the same if you're 1-1, okay, let's just say the Bears and Detroit have the same record, and they both split. They each have a win. It goes to a conference record. Okay. Within the conference. You know what the Bears' record within their own division is at this point in time? Their own division.
I know they lost to Minnesota, they lost to Green Bay, they lost to Detroit. So it got to be like what, 1-3?
They're 1-3. in the division.
Not very good.
Okay, but you know what? They catch a break because you know what the Lions' record within the division is?
Is it also 1-3?
It's 1-3. So they're both tied.
See what happens if you win week 1 against Minnesota in a fourth quarter. You could just close it out, but no.
Then the next tiebreaker is the division, which would be, the conference. The Bears are only 6-3 within the conference.
Okay.
And the Lions are 5-5 within the conference.
Okay.
But then that leads me to the following schedule. Okay, so we got the tiebreaker. So if the Bears tie with Detroit, that means Detroit had beaten the Bears. In order for that to happen, Detroit's got to run the table. The Bears got to lose a couple of games. But if they do tie, one of those things would be Detroit would have beat the Bears twice. Detroit gets in.
Yep.
Okay. I got things figured out here in the conference for the NFC. It looks like my predictions, there's only going to be one team from the NFC East going in. Because Dallas is eliminated. Washington, the Giants are not getting in. The only team that's going to get a playoff bid is who? The Eagles. Okay? The NFC South.
Someone has to win that division.
And how many teams are going to be representing the play? There's only going to be one. So now you're at 2.
And that would be the divisional winner.
Correct. So you got 2 teams.
Okay.
The West at this point in time, San Francisco has 10 wins. And you know who San Francisco still has to play?
Chicago Bears.
Yeah. Okay. Seattle has 11 wins. And the Rams have 11 wins.
That's possibly the toughest division in all of pro
And right now, the Rams have already clinched the playoff spot. So the Rams are already in.
So the Rams are already in.
And you know there's going to be one from the East and one from that crappy.
There's 2.
And plus the Rams now.
So that's, what, 3 or 4 off the board now?
There are 3 off the board.
So you got 3 left.
No, I got 4 left.
No, 4 plus 3.
No, 3 are in.
4, okay. Okay, so you got 4 left.
4 left, okay.
Sorry.
4 left. Okay, now, as we said before, Seattle has to play. Seattle's got 11 wins already, and Seattle's got to play the Panthers in there.
Oh, they're going to destroy them.
So we're going to say Seattle's going to go to 12 wins, and Seattle's going to get in the playoffs.
I know Dallas has been eliminated.
Okay, right. So
I know Carolina might be eliminated.
Okay. So Seattle has to play the Panthers. They're going to go to 12 wins. So we're going to say Seattle gets in. So now Seattle is the 4th team.
Okay.
Okay. So 4 teams are in. How many are left? 3. So now the 3 teams left are between San Francisco, the Packers, the Bears, and the Lions. Okay? And the Lions might have the easiest road because their next 3 games, the Lions play Washington. I'm sorry. The Lions play Pittsburgh, a team that you say is hot garbage.
Their entire franchise is completely overrated, top to bottom.
Okay. So they play Pittsburgh, even though they're at Minnesota, but that's a dome stadium, and you don't have a lot of life in J.J. McCarthy.
A dome stadium that the Chicago Bears will never obtain.
Okay. So let's just say, can we say that the Lions might beat Pittsburgh and might beat Minnesota?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And they have 8 current wins right now. So if they win those 2 games, how many? 8 plus 2 is what?
8 plus 2, that's 10.
10. And then you have the last game of the year.
And then that would be possibly 11.
Okay.
Probably be 11.
Because the Bears...
And Ben Johnson will look like the biggest fool of all.
Because the Bears have to play the Packers.
This week.
Then at the Niners, who have to win. So I'm not going on a ledge here. They could lose those 2 games.
Yeah, but the other thing, the 49ers, is Christian McCaffrey healthy?
Yes.
Are both of their quarterbacks healthy?
Yes. They got everybody.
George Kittle, healthy. Special teams, healthy.
And that game's at San Francisco.
Oh, you're in trouble there.
What Robert Saleh?
Even though, former Chicago Bears assistant coach, but even though I think the 49ers have completely peaked, and I've said that from day one this year, they might hurt you. Oh my God!
But San Francisco.
Well, that's a spider.
Yeah. But San Francisco plays this week. What?
Look at it. It's a spider. Look at that thing, man.
Come on.
It's gigantic.
Bam.
It's huge.
It's done. Okay.
Man, you showed more physical aggression than the entire Chicago Bears defense.
But here, San Francisco, you know who they play this week to get to 11 wins? If they win this week, they go to 11 wins. And then they still have to play who?
Okay.
San Francisco plays somebody this week.
They play the Chicago Bears.
So if they beat the Bears, they go to 12. You know who San Francisco plays this week?
This week?
This week.
I have no idea.
They play Grandpa.
Oh, they're going to destroy the Colts.
So San Francisco will go to 11 wins, and then they got to play the Bears. And if they beat the Bears, they go to 12 wins. So now we're going to assume who's now in. San Francisco's in. So that's 5 teams. We talked about the last game of the year with the Bears and Lions. Everybody I talk to keeps saying the Bears are a lock.
It's not over. It's not finished.
And if you're out there and you're sitting there going, and you really believe that the Bears can't lose to the Packers, the Niners, and the Lions, if you really believe that they can't lose all 3 of those games,
they might.
You're out of your mind.
They very well might. And again, if they do it.
Okay. Because they have 10 wins.
Very well might.
They have 10 wins. Okay. Of those 10 wins, replay. Okay. Philadelphia to this point's their best win.
You know what happens when you lose to a third-string Baltimore Ravens quarterback?
Okay.
Nothing good.
Who did they? Okay. And again, as I said before, okay, let's recap the Bears' 10 wins. I don't care about the ones that they should have won. Just let's recap the Bears' 10 wins right now. Okay? And we're going to write these down as we go. Okay? Okay. They beat that powerhouse last week. They beat Cleveland. They beat the Raiders. They beat the Ravens, as you keep saying, with the third-string quarterback. They beat Washington. Are any of those teams in the playoffs that I mentioned? Any of those 4 teams at the moment in the playoffs?
So far, truly, no.
Okay. They beat Minnesota once.
Okay.
Is Minnesota in the playoffs?
They're not going to make it.
Okay. So that's 5.
I know Minnesota will not make it at all.
They beat Philadelphia.
Okay.
I'm making an asterisk, right? They played the Saints.
Oh, my Lord.
Are Saints in the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
They're not going to be back for
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who else am I missing? They got 10 wins.
Oh, the Raiders?
I got that. The Giants?
Oh, I forgot about them.
Are the Giants in the playoffs?
They almost lost to Jackson Dart.
Are the Giants in the playoffs?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8.
They fired. It's so funny because what was it before the Bear game? They said Brian Dable won't be fired, and they fired him.
They played the whole conference. They beat the Cowboys.
Destroyed them.
Are the Cowboys in the playoffs?
They're eliminated.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the Bengals.
We were there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, 10. And no. Before you ask, no.
No.
The Bengals are certainly not in the playoffs.
I got their 10 wins. Okay. Cleveland, the Raiders, the Ravens, Washington, Minnesota, the Saints, the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Bengals. 9 of their 10 wins are against teams that did not make the playoffs. And I had a conversation. If there's this guy out there, I was at a football game, a high school football game, they go, the Bears' schedule is so damn tough.
Not really. After further review, clearly
Their
not.
one true signature win was Philadelphia.
Oh my God, he's still moving. It's not.
Okay. Now you're making it sound like the mansion's full of, creatures, and
It's not. It's not. Okay. We used to have a cat, but unfortunately she passed away.
But we're going through this lineup here, and then let's just say for argument's sake, they lose these next 3 games against playoff teams. And now we got the whiz kid head coach. They got the generational quarterback. And you know what? You're telling me right now that no matter that the reason that the Bears are beating those teams is because of the quarterback. You're telling me Tyson Bagent couldn't beat Cleveland or the Saints
or the Raiders
or the Raiders?
I mean, he already beat the Raiders. We were at that game when he beat the Raiders.
Or the Giants or the Bengals. But you know what? It's all because of the quarterback and the head. They're playing hot garbage teams. I gave you. Wait a minute.
Their defense has been atrocious.
Wait a minute. I gave you that stat last time. Where was it?
Is it in one of your many notepads?
Didn't I give you that laughable up until last week? The combined record of the Bears teams that they played. What was it up until last week? Remember I gave you that stat?
Oh, I forgot about this. The great. Oh my God.
Remember I gave you that stat?
We got to make a shirt about this. Sell it. 50, 82, and 1.
Okay, now that's going to change. We
got
to update that.
Wait, can the good people out there on the internet see this?
Okay.
See the thing that's circled?
Okay. We got to change that because what's Cleveland's record? 3 and
10. 3 and 10 now after they lost to the Bears.
3 and 10. So now the overall record. The overall record now. Would you please share this with our audience? The overall record of opponents.
50, 83, and 1.
No, 53. This one circled.
Oh, I'm sorry. 50. Oh my. 53, 92, and 1.
Say that again. How many wins?
53.
92 losses
and 1 tie.
That's the combined record of the Chicago Bears teams.
No matter what happens, we need to make a shirt out of that.
Okay. And people are sitting now in 48 hours.
They're popping champagne.
They're getting their bar stools ready at their fancy bars.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Now, they could win. Now, they beat Philadelphia. They beat Philadelphia at Philadelphia the day after Thanksgiving. So
they destroyed Dallas. Say what you will.
And they beat Dallas, and now it's because and they were an eyelash away from being Green Bay.
They came back from beating
2 weeks ago.
Hey, the Bengals game was huge.
Okay, but
it was a huge victorious.
Right, but I'm going against solid teams. Maybe it was a coming out party, even though they lost to Green Bay. It was a coming out party. They lost. Okay. And now, are you telling me that and I've already given you the data. The Bears have to win.
Win out.
They got to win one more game to make it interesting. Because if they
have to win 2 to guarantee.
Well, they said right off the bat, if the Lions lose this week,
then the Bears are going to
and the Bears win.
Then the Bears are in.
The Bears are in automatic.
So no matter what happens. Bears need to win. Detroit needs to lose.
So there's a lot more pressure on Detroit.
Who's Detroit playing again?
Detroit plays Pittsburgh.
Oh my God! Oh, I don't want to cheer for Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, but I have no other choice.
Okay.
I have no other choice.
But that's at home.
Oh, Detroit will win.
Okay. Okay. I'm going with that. So
this is the one time I'm cheering for Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
That would be an entire. You know what? Oh no! Let me set the stage. Because this is a game you and I have to watch for Bear fans. We're Bear. Like the Detroit-Pittsburgh game is a critical game, no matter what happens. Much like the Chicago Bears are their own. But yet, however, you're not a fan of Mike Tomlin. I'm not a fan of the entire Pittsburgh Steeler history and legacy, just in general. And there's all this talk on ESPN about wanting to fire Mike Tomlin. And again, I'm not the biggest Pittsburgh Steelers supporter or Mike Tomlin, sympathizer and whatnot, but I think the firing of Mike Tomlin would be a bad idea to do. I mean, all he has are winning seasons. Granted, sure, not a whole lot of playoff success in roughly 10 years, but if they lose to Detroit for two guys who, frankly, do not like the Pittsburgh Steelers organization top to bottom, and for a guy that, Mike Tomlin, everyone wants to say so much good about, if they lose, this very well may be an entire episode on this platform right here, right now.
Then the game after that, now you're sitting going, all right, we're Minnesota. We're out of the playoffs. Do I have a better relationship with Matt LaFleur or Ben Johnson?
Ben Johnson.
Okay, so...
It would be Ben Johnson.
Okay, because then you could sit there and go, well, I would rather see my buddy in the playoffs than this team in the playoffs.
Because
I'm not saying the Vikings are going to take a dive.
Because the Vikings hate Green Bay more than I think the Bears do, which is saying a lot.
Okay. But then again, in week 2, Detroit, in the second week of this nonsense, Detroit is playing in an indoor stadium at Minnesota, which is comparable to, and the Bears go across country to San Francisco. And people are forgetting, the Packers still want home field advantage in Lambeau. So the Packers are going to try to win this week.
So Lions versus Pitt?
This week. And then the following week, Lions versus Minnesota.
So if the Bears win this week and the Lions lose this week...
Basically, if the Lions lose, they're done.
Okay.
But if the Bears lose... They said if Green Bay... Whoever wins that game between the Green Bay and the Bears and the Lions lose, the Lions have eliminated themselves. The Lions got to run the table. But look who they got to play. Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and then the Bears. Could they run the table? Let me ask you,
Yes.
studio audience. Forget about making the playoffs. Would you rather play Green Bay, San Francisco, or the Lions as opposed to Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and the Bears? Which one is an easier route? Which one's an easier route?
I'd rather play 3 questionable playoff teams than 3 almost guaranteed.
I'm saying of the
teams.
2, which team has the easier route?
I would say, and I'm not saying it to be, cynical. I'm just saying it because at eye test, it looks like Detroit's got an easier.
They do. And knowing who the Bears already beaten, they have not beaten, other than Philadelphia, a playoff team.
Well, they beat Washington. I mean, Washington was a playoff team last year. They were in the conference title.
But what confidence, and all these people who are saying,
my question. Here's my bigger question. The Bears have not won a playoff game in 15, 16 years. I say this all the time. But yet, do you think Caleb Williams can win a playoff game?
We're finding out. These are playoff games. These next 3 games are playoff games.
I know, but do you think you could just watch the game, get an eye test? The game is different in January.
I'm not going to respond on that because that's a...
I mean, they're not yet. I mean, they're not even there yet, but...
Well, I'm just going to sum it up with that. I'm going to sum it up this way. Caleb Williams and other people smarter than I have indicated that the quarterback situation this year of the Chicago Bears was going to be, they're going to rewrite the record books.
Well,
and we know that none of those records are going to be attainable.
Well, there's only 2 of them.
Well,
there's only 2.
And those 2 records are not going to be attainable.
Well, overall, Williams has played excellent.
Okay. But then you ask the question, could he win a playoff game? If he can't do these 2 things, that's easier than a playoff game. I question...
Yeah, but your argument is you don't have to throw 30 touchdowns every year.
You don't.
You don't have to throw 4,000 yards every year.
You don't. Philadelphia, who was hot garbage, who lost to the Bears. Last week, Jalen Hurts only threw for 152 yards and they won.
Are you kidding me?
He only passed the ball 152 yards.
Well, that's the thing. He's got Saquon Barkley. He doesn't need to throw 3,000, 4,000 yards.
Oh, so you're telling me that a quarterback you don't need? I've said this a billion times.
No, but you need consistency. You need stability of the quarterback position. That's what you need.
And his passing percentage is less than 60%.
It will be at 60 by the end of the year.
And I also forgot.
It will be at 60 by the end of the year.
Let's bring this up to fruition. A couple of things I heard today.
He'll get 60 by the end of the year.
Roma Doomsday has a stress fracture in the foot. Chances are he's done for the year.
And if they go playoffs, he probably won't play.
Okay. And then the malcontent pain in the ass from Missouri that I don't like.
You got to like him.
He's played, but you know what?
You better like him now. You got no other choice.
Not this week. I'm not going to like him because he's got a high ankle sprain and is questionable not to play. So what's going to happen is
DJ Moore,
the guy Dwight Clark is going to be out there.
DJ Moore.
And going to make that catch, another catch like Dwight Clark.
He might have to.
Okay. And the two tight ends.
Oh, God.
And Zacharias. Okay. Now I know the Packers don't have Micah Parsons.
But let's be real. I don't really think they need him.
That was going to be my next question. Who is in more trouble? The Bears losing the people I mentioned or Micah Parsons not playing for the Packers? Who?
I mean, any way you slice it, it's a big-time divisional game. It's going to suck for both sides, but Bears need to win. And they need to win badly, desperately, critically.
I'm not going to tell you who I think is going to win.
But more so, Detroit needs to lose.
Detroit's got to lose. It's not so much right now the Bears got to win.
Detroit has to lose.
Everybody's going to say the Bears are in. The Bears can back their way in by Detroit losing.
I mean, they did that, but they've done that before.
I know. They have done that before.
Bears have done that before.
That's how they got the first-round draft pick, people. They backed in because the Houston Texans won and the Bears lost.
Thank you, Lovie Smith.
Okay. But you look at this data.
I'm telling you.
Detroit could still run the table. And the Bears still have to win a game.
And Aaron Rodgers, I could see Aaron Rodgers sitting out that game saying, yeah, no, I'm not going to play.
No, because Pittsburgh has to win a game to win that NFC.
Well, you know what? This is an AFC.
The AFC.
But you know what? This goes against because, again, this is the one time I'm cheering for Aaron Rodgers. One time I'm cheering for Aaron Rodgers. And if he loses this, I'm going to decimate his entire legacy on this platform right here. You don't like Yadier Molina. You think he's overhyped. I could say the same for Aaron Rodgers.
Well, it's not so much. It's the
4-time MVP. Yeah, right.
And we're going to find out how smart Dan Campbell is at this point because he's got to win.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if it was a Detroit Lions student versus master playoff game? Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell?
Or the better thing is Dan Campbell, out of this whole negativity that we just said, finds a way to get into playoffs and the Bears don't. And it's because there's only going to be two teams from that division going in. What if it's the Packers and the Lions? And again, there's 3 weeks to go, and who's in first place in the division? The Bears. 5 weeks ago, they were the number one team in the NFC. Right now, 3 weeks to go.
Yeah,
the Bears are in first place.
You know why? ESPN. Hey. You know why? Everybody out there in the United States of America and Canada and everyone and anyone who has access.
Because they beat nine garbage teams.
Wait, no. The AFC Football Conference has never had competition at all whatsoever. Let's live in reality. Let's say it. There were seasons the Chicago Bears with Jay Cutler went 10-6, never didn't make it. You know, who was Peyton Manning beating up on for 20 years? Oh, he was beating up on the expansion Houston Texans and Tennessee Titans? Yay, throw a parade. Who was the best quarterback in the AFC for 20 years not named Tom Brady? Who was that? Was that Brett Favre for one season? Who was that? Be real.
But the Bears, of those 9 wins, of those garbage wins,
The AFC,
five have been against the NFC.
the AFC West, other than Denver Broncos right now, who do they have that you look at and say, yeah, it's like those guys look pretty cool.
The Chargers are 11-5 with Captain Khaki.
And they won't win anything either.
No, but the beauty is Kansas City's done.
Forever. They're done forever. Let's say this, people. They are done forever.
I wouldn't say forever.
No, I'm going to go on Mark right here. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit it. But they're done. I mean, this iteration, this generation of the Kansas City Chiefs, they had a great run. But it's over. It's done. To quote Mickey Goldmill from Rocky III, you got civilized.
And
the worst thing that can happen to a fighter, you got civilized.
And we're we won't see the Swifties and the shirts and the skyboxes and all of this other shit that goes along with it.
Mahomes is over.
And you know what they're gonna do, and this will be nauseating as hell. This will be nauseating as hell. They're gonna find a way to get Patrick Mahomes in the NFL studio of the AFC playoff games. They're gonna find a way to get him in the studio and hobbling with his knee.
What, with like the Terry Bradshaw pregame show?
And it's all gonna be the pity party about are you gonna come back after 9 months? No. And God forbid if he,
You know what? He's not Sid Luckman, people.
Because I'm going to tell you this
He's not Sid Luckman.
I'm going to make this statement right now. Okay, and you can argue with me all you want. If Patrick Mahomes' game, if he never played another game in the NFL,
he'd have a great legacy.
You know what?
All-time great legacy.
I say he don't get in the Hall of Fame.
If he retired right now, he'll make the Hall of Fame. He'd be the Sandy Koufax of the NFL. Oh, he had a great run. What if he never got injured?
I would say Eli Manning's got to go in first.
I agree.
I would say Jim Plunkett's got to go in first.
I would have. I'd put Joe Cap in before I'd put Jim Plunkett.
So, but again, we will probably be a day ahead of time on the Bears post game. Probably on Sunday, maybe Sunday morning before. Maybe we might do a post game. I think we should do a post game right after the Detroit game, because we'll know whether they won or lost.
What about a pre-game show?
No, because if the Bears win, we're ahead of the game. But if the Bears were to lose Saturday,
then it's pandemonium.
And then Detroit wins, then we're going to have to talk a lot of people off a lot of ledges.
You and me included.
Okay. You. I've always been.
No.
But no, I got to sit 10-4.
I mean, you don't want to admit it, but you want to see. It's like, you don't want to admit it, but you're just as panicked as I am right now. You don't want to say it.
No, you're panicked. I'm believing.
No. I need them in the playoffs. I need the Bears to win a playoff game. I need them to win a playoff game badly. They need to do this. They can't go another 15 years and be like the Dolphins or the Bengals and go 30 years of not winning a playoff game.
No, because I don't want to hear all winter long and all summer long. It was a moral victory. We can't wait to get to training camp.
I don't want to hear that either. I don't want to hear that either.
No. At one time in this year, first of all, you were number 1 in the conference. Right now, this is the second time in the year you've been number 1 in the division.
Well, selling hot dogs was more important.
With 3 games to go.
Selling hot dogs was a little more important.
And you're playing 3 big boy teams.
Go buy a hot dog.
Okay.
Go buy a hot dog.
And again, if you sit back and if the Bears finish 10-7 and 9 of your 10 wins were against the teams we mentioned, with the grand total of, and we'll leave you with this, with the grand total of the record of...
we didn't even talk about the thing, and it sucks that our viewers did not see our conversation before we recorded the actual thing, because we had possibly the best conversation I think we've ever had. Should I just allude to it, or what should I do?
The Bears are reopening their thoughts of scrapping Arlington. We're on the Bears newsletter. We get it all the time. And Kevin Warren sent a newsletter, not just to us, but millions of people who get the newsletter. And Kevin Warren has indicated that they are reopening the thought of branching out and looking at other places other than Arlington Heights, and they got so much money locked into everything. We'll talk about that at a later date.
And it sucks because that was the best prior to recording this episode, on December 18th, 2025. Yeah, we got an hour for this.
So,
but this you could have got 2 hours. This could have been a 2-hour show, and it would have been the best one that we've ever done. And just like a fool, I didn't record the thing.
But leaving you with this, the Bears right now are 10-4. But of their 10 wins, the combined record of the Chicago Bears is...
of the opponents.
Of their opponents.
The opponents' all-time record this season. 53 wins, 92 losses, and a single tie.
We'll leave you with that. We will check in with you after the Lions game. Okay? And hopefully the Lions have already lost, and that eases the Bears' chances of getting into the playoffs. But if the Packers lose and the Lions win, we will be talking people off ledges. Until then, this is Hey Chicago Sports.
Bye-bye.
And we'll see you.
Happy holidays.